Hey guys, Fred Wellman with the MeidasTouch Network. Man, it's a great day. I don't know if you've seen it, but just recent polls on President Biden are going great and not so great for others. Matter of fact, this week, new jobs numbers came out, beating expectations. It's got the folks at Fox News feeling their feels right now because that's what they do, right?
This is the kind of report that will likely trigger Joe Biden to take a victory lap. Even though we know that inflation is eating into people's savings, but you don't see that in this number.
Oh, from a political perspective, I would imagine we'll see the president in front of microphones this morning, obviously touting this number. But I'll share a stat with you here, Maria, and it really is incredible. The jobs count has now beaten estimates 14 of the last 17 months. So we thought we were going to get a number here. It ends up being here. In this case, in the month of May, we're talking about 140,000 more jobs added than was expected. It is amazing how the estimates, people keep getting the estimate wrong.
Well, listen, this is good news for American families, isn't it, Alfredo?
Well, it is, but it isn't, Maria, because, again, you still have inflation eating away if you look at real wages.
But, you know, they just can't give him credit. But here's the great thing. So a new Yahoo News YouGov poll came out. It's the first Republican primary poll since Ron DeSantis. DeSantis? I don't know. Neither do you. Either way, since Ron DeSantis decided to run for president, look, I'm a political operative, right? This is what I do. When you launch your campaign, you get a bump in funding, you get a bump in polls. It's the whole point. You got to do a good launch, really get things going. But we all know that Ron DeSantis' launch, I don't know, his launch was a freaking disaster, right? Did the Twitter space with hours of silence or minutes of silence, but felt like hours. Just a total train wreck. But, you know, they powered through. Off he went to Iowa. Off he went to New Hampshire. It's fine. It's all is fine. Except it's not. I'll show you how. New Yahoo News YouGov poll came out. It's the first poll, and what it says is not great. So they polled potential Republican primary voters. So that's key. This isn't like all Americans. It's not adults. It's actual people who are generally likely to vote in a Republican poll. And not only did Ron DeSantis not get a bump, he actually lost ground to Trump. Trump has gained ground on the field of Republican, the crowded field of Republican candidates, up 53% now, up 50% from 50%. And DeSantis, here's the best part. He's actually gone down 3 points since his launch, which is really incredible. I mean, the ability to go down from your launch is not great. He went from 28% polling down to 25%. And in a two-way race with Trump, he does not do better. Trump's up by 55 to 31 on DeSantis. So he's not gaining any ground. And here's interesting too is just 32% of participants in the poll saw his launch as positive. So less than a third of people, Republican primary voters, thought his launch was positive. But here's where it's really interesting. This is what I really enjoyed of this poll, and I'll throw the numbers up on screen, is hey, look, everyone knows how annoying cheap razors are. The cuts, the irritation, the frustration, and don't get me started on subscription razor services. The headaches they can cause if they show up on your doorstep. That's why you got to meet Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is a family-owned aerospace parts manufacturer that's made parts of the ISS and the Mars rover, and now they're bringing precision engineering to your shaving experience. And I'm an old pilot, so I love me some aerospace manufacturing, let me tell you. Now, razor blades are like diving boards. The longer the board, the more wobble. The more wobble, the more nicks, cuts, and scrapes. A bad shave isn't a blade problem, it's an extension problem. By using aerospace-grade CNC machines, Henson makes metal razors that extend just 0.0013 inches, which is less than the width of a hair. That means a secure and stable blade with a vibration-free shave. It gets better. The razor has built-in channels to evacuate hair and cream and makes clogging virtually impossible. So seriously, Henson Shaving wants the best razor, not the best razor business. That means no plastic, no subscriptions, no proprietary blades, and no planned obsolescence. The Henson razor works with standard dual-edged razor blades to give you that old school shave, like me, with the benefits of new school tech. So once you own a Henson razor, it's only about, $3 to $5 per year to replace the blades. So I'll tell you, I don't shave often, obviously, but my first shave with the Henson razor was incredibly refreshing. The design is sleek and the durability is top notch. The Henson razor is truly so much better than your run-of-the-mill razor, and it's the quote-unquote traditional razor brand that you're used to. Now, the affordability factor is absolutely game-changing. No more wasting your money on expensive blades. With Henson Shaving, you can get like a year of blades for around $5. So it's time to say no to subscriptions, say yes to a razor that's lasts you a lifetime. Visit hensonshaving.com/Fred to pick the razor for you and use code Fred, and you'll get 2 years worth of blades free with your razor. Just make sure to add them to your cart. 2 years of blades. So that's 100 free blades when you head to hensonshaving.com/Fred and use code Fred when you're there. Check them out. They actually asked, if America would be better off. Because look, DeSantis' whole bit is the Florida blueprint. He wrote a whole book, the Florida way, and he's been pitching all these amazing policies that he's passed, like letting doctors not treat gay people, or more guns, or, making it a felony to employ an illegal immigrant. All those wonderful, great ploys. Believe it or not, only 29% of the polled people said they agree that America would be better off governed like Florida. And here's what's fascinating. You really got to read the bottom of the story, and I'll post a link. The bottom of the story says when the pollsters read like a list of his policies, and they got, numbers on those policies. I won't go into the details. But my favorite part was when they got done reading all these policies, they said to the polling participants, now that you've heard that these are all Ron DeSantis policy, do you feel like, he should be the president? And his numbers went down 4%. So when they actually found out what he's done as Florida governor, his numbers went down. It's amazing. So literally the entire blueprint of his race is that America should be like Florida. And when people find out what he's doing in Florida, even Republican primary voters want nothing to do with it. So it's going to be fun watching this show between his little robotic appearances next to his wife, like last night. Let's just watch a bit of this, of him standing while his wife, Casey, the princess, talks. You just got to see a little bit of this because it's powerful stuff.
Long in-depth conversations with our 3-year-old Mamie as to why she cannot color True Story with a permanent marker on the dining room table. Or the walls, because I've come to the realization you can only move furniture in so many places before you run out of real estate, that you have to keep doing it. So we're very blessed to have the 6, 5, and 3-year-old that the governor mentioned a second ago, Mamie, our little one, who, by the way, runs the household. If anybody thinks it's the governor or myself, no, it's Mamie. It's the 3-year-old who's in charge.
I am not a robot. I mean, you can't even play human. Hey, look, let's wrap this thing up really simple, though. The poll came out as well, and here's the key one. Biden's lead went up against both Trump and DeSantis. He's now leading Trump 48-41 in a one-on-one matchup. And here's the whole thing. DeSantis says his bit is that he can beat Biden. Yeah, not so much. Biden leaves DeSantis 46-40. Better launch more professionally next time. Anyway, that's the news. I'm Fred Wellman with On Democracy, the FP Wellman, the MeidasTouch Network. I hope I see you Friday night.
We've got pride. Do you? We're celebrating Pride Month with a brand new collection of tanks, V-necks, and more. Go to store.meidastouch.com right now and grab yours. Oh, and don't forget that koozie.